seeing that driving down the road.
American Meteor Society, AMS. I have an AMS on my pin right here, my little pet. American
Meteorological Society. Meteor Society.
You know, there's actually, you speak of meteors, there's a meteor shower that's happening this upcoming weekend. It peaks early next week, but the best time to see it is going to be this upcoming Saturday, Sunday, when we actually have some decent weather to see it. It's called the Lyrid Meteor Shower. If you want to see it, you look in the northeastern horizon, you'll see the constellation Hercules and Lyra. The meteors will seem to be radiating from between those two constellations, and again, peaking Monday and Tuesday, April 22nd and 23rd. It's not a major meteor shower. It only peaks out at about 20 meteors per hour. Compare that to like the Perseids or the Geminid meteor shower. That's where we've seen anywhere between 80 and 120 meteors per hour. So it's a minor shower. And again, northeastern horizon the next couple of nights if you want to see a couple of those meteors. Probably wouldn't be able to see them this morning. Didn't really see a whole lot of clear sky, and we're not expecting a whole lot of clear sky at least through Friday morning. And you can see a couple of patchy areas of drizzle impacting South Sound communities. Not a lot, it's just enough to keep us on the wetter side. A little further north, in and around downtown Seattle, no rain. We're seeing some peaks of sunshine. You can see some shadows right there on the sidewalks. And notice the rooftop is open out at T-Mobile Park. 56 degrees. Overall fairly comfortable as far as temperatures go, with the southwest wind right now at 15 miles per hour. If you are heading to the game tonight, the last of a three-game header with the Indians. It's an afternoon game. First pitch just about 3:40 in the afternoon. The rooftop is forecast to be open. Partly sunny sky with temperatures mainly in the mid to upper 50s. Now here's a live look at radar. Not expecting a whole lot of rainfall the rest of the day today. A couple of patchy showers across southern and southwestern slopes of the Olympics, and some of those have been trickling over the South Sound. Places like McCleary, Montesano, Aberdeen has been seeing some light showers. Basically just a drizzle or just more than a sprinkle is all we're expecting, and we're not expecting a whole lot much more than that. Heading deeper into the afternoon, we're watching a warm front that's developing offshore. This is going to be giving us some wet conditions late tonight and through the day on Thursday. It's part of a larger system. You can see this big swirl right here that's moving into the Gulf of Alaska. First, the warm front giving us more of a light but steady rain as we head into the day tomorrow, especially the middle to latter part of the day. And then the main cold front will be pushing through on Friday. That'll be giving us a brief bout of some heavy rain Friday morning before things taper off through the day on Friday. And that's exactly what our high-resolution forecast model that we get from the University of Washington is going to show. Again, patchy showers, very hit and miss over the next few hours. As we head into tomorrow morning, it's basically from Everett northward. That's the wetter conditions. But as we get deeper into the day, notice the showers kind of expand to include most of western Washington. Made cold front moves through early Friday morning, so Friday morning's commute is probably going to be wet. But as we head into the latter part of Friday, it's mainly just these convergence zone showers in and around the I-90 corridor. That's probably where the wetter conditions are going to be. And that will lead to a better weekend. We are expecting dry conditions. Not only that, but more sunshine both Saturday and Sunday, with temperatures warming into the low to mid 60s. This Sunday is, of course, Easter Sunday. It should be a nice day to hide Easter eggs and just to be outside in general. So good news there. And the rain chances increase early next week.